So the purpose, or my problem statement, was the purpose of this study was to describe the attitudes of the CrossFit community towards an event that benefits veterans and active duty military held in conjunction with Memorial Day. And throughout this presentation, I'm going to be referencing Murph, so I'm just going to like to tell you what that is. It's a workout in CrossFit where you run 1 mile, do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 squats, and then run another mile as quickly as possible. And it's called Murph to honor Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was killed in action in 2005 in Afghanistan and received the Medal of Honor. It is tradition in the CrossFit community to do this workout on Memorial Day to honor him. For the limitations, the survey instrument I used, I surveyed people that have been doing CrossFit for 6 months or more, and I assume that everyone answering the survey was answering honestly and rationally. As many of you know, it is possible for veterans to lose limbs in their service to their country, but what you may not know is sometimes insurance does not cover athletic prosthetics. It will only cover your standard prosthetics. Veterans are also subject to PTSD, and their families are more inclined to suffer from depression and anxiety. So this was kind of the basis of the event and establishing the need for this event. I'd like to throw some numbers at you about how huge CrossFit is, if some of you haven't heard of it. In 2006, there were 100 affiliates or gyms. In 2012, there are now over 5,000, 73% of which are in the United States. CrossFit's largest event, the CrossFit Open, had 26,000 people participate in it in 2011. That number ballooned to 110,000 in 2013. And then just to talk about fundraisers in CrossFit, there's an organization called Barbells for Boobs, which raises money for breast cancer research. They were founded in 2009 and raised $4,000. In 2011, they raised $600,000. And then finally, the last point for my review of literature was that I researched why people participate in fitness fundraisers, and my research determined that camaraderie and the social aspect was the reason that most people participated. I also researched what will maximize donations, and my research found that when people know that everyone else is going to know how much they're donating, donations tend to be higher. I had 130 participants fill out my survey. I used non-probability propositive sampling, and my questions were multiple choice, ranking, Likert scale. I actually developed the instrument on SurveyMonkey, sent it out on Facebook to people that I knew had been doing CrossFit for 6 months or more, and asked them to send it on. And I used descriptive statistics to analyze this data. The people that completed my survey were young, affluent, and well-educated. And it turns out that in my research, the #1 reason that people participate in fitness fundraisers is to measure their fitness against others, and they chose that option over camaraderie. So it kind of contradicted the research that's out there already. Everyone was really receptive to the idea of event shirts as well. Some people even indicated that they're more likely to participate in an event if it has an event shirt. And people were really receptive to doing multiple divisions for the competition to allow everyone to participate, as well as having a little biographical information on other participants, such as their name, what gym they're at, how long they've been doing CrossFit. And the other big part of my research was to find out really how much money could this thing generate. I let the people filling out the survey know what the event was and asked them how much they'd be willing to participate, or how much they'd be willing to donate, both when the amount they would donate is made public and when the amount donated is kept private. It turns out actually significantly more people were willing to donate when the amount was kept private, and larger donations were made when the amount is kept private. Oh, we got. There we go. to discuss my findings, 77% of the people supported my event, and that actually supports the review of literature, which says that people in the CrossFit community are active and enjoy participating in events. And as I mentioned in the research that I did, the #1 reason people participate in events is camaraderie. And then in my research, the #1 reason was gauging one's fitness relative to others. So this event actually allows you to do both. So that will help generate the most donations for the event. And now to get to the less academic, my business plan. The description of the event is everyone's doing this workout Murph already, and this would allow the score to be seen online by all the participants in return for an optional donation. And the mission statement for this event is to connect the CrossFit community nationwide, stoke their competitive spirit while supporting military and their families. And this is a conservative budget for the event. Year 1 in operations, there's going to be some significant fixed costs, such as developing the website, incorporating, but most of the costs are actually based on the number of participants. So the cost of the event will go up only if it's successful and generating money. If you'll see during normal registration time, we're looking at a higher donation because those that donate $31 or more will receive an event shirt from their donation. And then in the late registration time, we look at those donations dropping because that event shirt is no longer available. In year 1, we're looking at 2,000 participants conservatively. I actually have a strong network of gyms, and that number comes if only 5% of the gyms that I have contact with participate, and that also assumes that 0 individuals sign up online and I create no new contacts. So I really tried to, in this conservative numbers, say what would happen, kind of a worst case scenario. These are very realistic numbers on what I could do personally. The services for the event will allow people to compare their scores on the Murph workout, as I mentioned. You'll be able to learn about the other participants. All the donations will go to a military charity, and then we will have, I think these slides are out of order. Oh, there we go. The event shirts, and this is just an example of an event shirt that we did. All right. So as I mentioned, 77% of the people that completed my survey support this concept of the event. CrossFit is a booming market with all the numbers that I mentioned earlier. Also, the willingness to donate in the survey was huge. 44% of those surveyed were willing to give $31 or more, and only 9% said they were not willing to give a donation. For the structure of the event, a standard procedure in CrossFit is to have a workout that a lot of people can do at their own gyms, and then they take the best scores and have those elite athletes come together at a single venue where they can compete in person. And this event kind of eliminates that second step where there would be a lot of overhead of renting a venue, getting equipment, hiring staff and volunteers, and really lets the maximum number of people participate with having different divisions and not having anyone travel and come together. It is true that the competition to bring an event like this to market is pretty stiff. You could find a CrossFit competition in every city every weekend if you wanted to. However, most of these competitions last all day. People are doing multiple workouts a day. They have to travel. So this event really eliminates that with only one workout, and people are really already doing the workout. So it takes advantage of that. For the event outline, the pre-event stuff begins months before with designing the website, contacting the gym owners, as well as getting the marketing collateral set up. And then for the event day, it's really the easiest event day from an operations standpoint, because it's just sending out an email saying, hey, remember to post your scores. And then post-event, we're going to be sending out, a survey to all participants, as well as a press release and a recap of, the money raised, best scores and times. To market the event, I'm actually the Powered by Hylete manager at this functional fitness clothing company. I personally have a list of 400 gyms and strategic partners that I've done business with. And I also have access to Hylete's network, which has a Facebook that has 50,000 likes and a mailing list of 15,000. So I'd be able to take advantage of that, in addition to the social media campaign that I can run for the event pages. So we would create a Twitter, a Facebook, an Instagram for the event itself. And then I'm actually going to be the sole founder and operator of the event. All the website and graphic design work that I don't have the skill to do will be contracted and freelanced by people that I know in the industry. And with these contacts that I have, I really feel like we can make a successful event.